Hello, everyone. Welcome to Questions Worth Pondering, where we pose questions related to current and historical events. I'm your host, Nevs. Please be sure to give this video a like or a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it, and it would help with getting the video out there to more people. Follow me on social media and support my work. All my links are at linktree/NevsTV. If you're joining on Rumble, a Rumble rant would be greatly appreciated, and I want to sincerely thank everyone who has supported my work so far. Now, let's get the show on the road, shall we?
There are many people in the world who really don't understand. Freedom has many difficulties, but we have never had to put a wall up to keep our people in. Freedom is indivisible. And when one man is enslaved, all are not free.
Modern war has become a struggle for men's minds as well as for their bodies. Today we face an enemy who spends enormous sums of money and manpower all over the globe in an attempt to subvert the thinking of the people of the free world, confuse, divide, and ultimately to subjugate.
It is a contest unlike any we have ever faced in our history as a nation.
Contest for the minds and hearts of people around the world, all people.
When power corrupts, poetry cleanses. We must never forget that art is not a form of propaganda. It is a form of truth.
Psychologists find that control of emotions can be gained by understanding the stimulus-response pattern. Many everyday things become associated with these primary stimuli, partly by a process called conditioning.
It's a strange, shadowy world. The doctored photograph, the misquotation, the insinuation, and the lie.
I think of fire in connection with emotion. Cause, effect.
You've got to get a hold of yourself.
We have to work together. You have to help.
We'll light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world.
Yes, in modern warfare, our military leaders are finding that words and ideas are highly effective weapons.
Good evening, friends. It's so good to see you guys. I know I didn't have the show last week. And this week I almost skipped again because I just have so much going on. And last minute, I decided earlier today I was going to do the show because I just was pretty much praying to God saying, okay, if you want me to do the show, then give me a sign. So I literally planned this show in less than 2 hours after work and decided today to go ahead and do it. So I did get a sign that I'm going to cover some of the evil stuff going on in the world this week. And so I have to apologize for my absence. Can you guys hear me, by the way? Can somebody confirm in chat that you can hear me? Because I have audio issues sometimes. I see Carrie. Hey, Carrie. Thank you for all your help throwing stuff at me to help me prepare tonight. I appreciate you. And so I am going to talk about just some of the stuff. So what I've been noticing as I've been just watching what's been trending this week and what people are talking about, I'm like, whoa, it just feels like this is Holy Week that began with Palm Sunday. Thank you for confirming you can hear. Thank you. I appreciate it. But I've been noticing stuff in the news, and it just feels, I've just been getting feelings about everything. And I wanted to go over it and then go over, good stuff too, and talk about Easter that's coming up and what today represents during Holy Week, and just talk a little bit about that kind of stuff. So a lot of it is, maybe not so good that I'm going to talk about tonight. And I don't know how long the show will be because I did plan it in less than an hour and a half. But yeah, I just want to apologize. I've been a little absent lately. I've had a lot going on, and so I'm sorry. As somebody put it in my chat, I am drinking out of a fire hose right now, and it's temporary, but I'll be back in the swing of things soon. And okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I just want to talk about some of the crazy stuff that, it might not be satanic. Some things are, and some things are just pure evil. And it's what people have been talking about this week, even if some of the things didn't happen exactly this week. It's what people have been talking about. So I just want to cover that. So, all right. Let me pull up my bookmarks here and share my screen. The first thing that came up, this was reported on April 14th, or this week over the last few days. So there was a satanic cult follower who wanted to assassinate President Trump. I mean, he was caught. But he was seeking help from Ukrainians. He had Russian contacts. Anyway, the DOJ nabbed this guy, and he happened to belong to a satanic cult. And there's a lot of information, so I'm not going to get, there's a lot going around about this. I'm not going to get too much into the details of this particular story, but this was one of those that just seemed to stand out. It's just interesting that this week they're able to nab this guy. I don't know if they have, I think he was young. But so this was one of the things that stood out to me. And then this is still trying to be confirmed. So this is more of the next thing I'm going to talk about that came out this week is supposedly, allegedly, I haven't had time to confirm it, but massacre in Nigeria that some Christians have been massacred on Palm Sunday. And so I want to dig into this and see if this is actually true. It's funny. I asked Grok, and Grok said mainstream outlets aren't reporting on this. I'm like, I don't care about mainstream outlets. I want to know if it's actually true. If you guys know any information on this one, if you could throw a comment on X or on Rumble or YouTube. I actually need to go on X because not all X's comments always show up. So I'm just going to pull that up so I have that at my fingertips. And I think we have about quite a few people watching on X. Anyway, so this was one of the things, but I think one of the biggest things that people were talking about this week was Lady Gaga. She, in her Coachella performance, even though it was like right before Palm Sunday, everybody was talking about it as of Palm Sunday and after. People in Hollywood are just so, I don't know. She is just so evil. So this, I'm not even going to play the song, but I'll just read this. Breaking. Grammy Award-winning singer Lady Gaga is being accused of performing a satanic ritual during the opening of Coachella. So there's a lot of people talking on social media about this, and it's been amplified on X with users describing the set as disturbing and blatantly satanic. One post said that Lady Gaga performed a satanic ritual at Coachella wearing a blood red dress while singing Bloody Mary and chanting, while another called it demonic and urged it to stop. So a lot of people are obviously dismissing this. Hey, Mike, Deplorable Mike, nice to see you. Anyway, so this was one of the things. I think the Coachella performance was maybe the day before Palm Sunday, but people have been talking about this week, and it's been widely reported too, like in the news. Check out her dress there. Even Daily Mail. Oh, gosh, am I like? Do I have I gotta reset my screen here. This was reported on the 12th, and what is today? Today is the 17th. So this was a day before Palm Sunday. But everybody was talking about it at the beginning of the week. And Lady Gaga is just something else. She's just something else. But there's another story about her at that concert after a lot of people were, even some of her fans, were left a little bit unsettled, but it says she brought fans to tears because she took flowers, black flowers at Coachella. Oh dear. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to talk about that space flight with Katy Perry. Jeff Bezos supposedly sent these women on a space flight, and Katy Perry was one of them. But the funny, I have a reason I'm going to talk about this, but I am going to bring up the video. I need to get it to the right time. So basically, it was like the Blue Origin space mission. People are asking if it was fake.
Space hoax.
So I'm going to fast forward it to about here because it's a long video, and I just wanted you guys to see the part that everybody has been talking about that has been going viral before I talk about Katy Perry.
Again, watch them open the pressurized capsule from the inside.
Okay, so the girls inside opened the door, and one of the staff members goes up to the door and like fumbles to have them shut it because it wasn't time to open the door before Jeff Bezos supposedly was going to open the door for. Whoopsie. I wanted to stay full screen. So let's play this.
Not knowing that it's not time. It's not Q time yet.
Q time.
And then you have the stage part where the media shows you all over the news that they're waiting for the guy to open the hatch.
It's not just the guy. That's Jeff Bezos, by the way.
Good? Okay, here we go.
So now he takes a tool. Like he needs a tool to open the door, even though they just had it open.
Jeff Bezos to open the hatch.
Oh, get that tool out, and then instead the girls open it again. So fake. So a lot of people are asking, Was this Blue Origin space mission fake? And someone else said, "Oh, it's better than music. It's better with music and a look arrow, I guess." Anyway, so Katy Perry was on that, and she did a bunch of interviews and stuff like that. But some people are questioning the little patches they had them wear. They had them wear patches. So I'm going to pull that up. This was reported that the patch that they had on their space uniform there, when you put it upside down, it looks like the devil symbol. And so folks were talking about that, and that was going around. That's why I'm bringing this up. So the Blue Origin thing happened this week, but then what people noticed is when they flipped that upside down, it looked like it was a satanic symbol. And Katy Perry, speaking of which, well, here's another one. This one I think I took from someone in Pepe Lives Matter chat. Somebody put the girls were getting interviewed and put that upside down. It's kind of interesting, at the least, at minimum. And then I did steal a video from Pepe Lives Matter, who also posted after the Blue Origin flight landed. And it talks about Katy Perry and the satanic stuff. It's a clip from Lara Logan.
Katy Perry doing a music video about cannibalism where she's being cooked and prepared to be eaten. Okay, these people are...
So Katy Perry did a music video around cannibalism, and that is just, it's just gross.
Crazy. Maria Abramovich holding up a severed goat's head and doing spirit cooking and bathing.
So again, the goat symbol, similar to if you put those patches upside down. but she is involved with Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga has done videos with her and done like weird, satanic, odd videos where she's standing naked in water, and Maria's almost training her to worship something we don't even want to talk about. So anyway, I'll continue with Lara Logan.
People in blood and having fake, cannibal dinners where all these Hollywood celebrities are standing around taking a piece of the fake.
Yeah, they make like a cake or a fake whatever it is, making it look like they're eating from a dead human. It's just horrible.
Sort of body and eating it, and they're drowning in fake blood. I mean, I'm sorry, but these are the crazy people.
Yeah.
John Podesta's art that he poses in front of in his office or his home or whatever it is, you can find those pictures on the internet. He's insane. The people painting kids in their underwear in different forms of ritual sacrifice, or with blood, or with the handkerchief that is, this handkerchief is part of the map that's meant to be your signature in pedophilia. These are the crazy people. We're not crazy for talking about it. We're not crazy for wanting the truth. We're not crazy for wanting to know who.
They try to say that we're crazy. Speaking of Lady Gaga, actually, since I brought her up again, I should have probably showed this after. But Travis Scott was also at Coachella and did a performance at Coachella. And anyway, somebody posted, "Oh, what a performance," and he's dancing around the stage with fire and darkness and black. But here's what was actually what was posted here was some screen clips of his performance. He had people floating upside down on stage with fire. And if you recall, Travis Scott is the same artist, supposedly artist, that a bunch of people died at his concert. And he kept singing when the ambulance were trying to save people's lives. I don't know if you remember that. Let me find Travis Scott. Where do I have him? Hang on one second. I did try to get all this together so quickly here. It was at Astro World. You remember Astro World? Remember this picture where people were going in? Anyway, they had a stampede and a bunch of people died. Anyway, he also performed at the Coachella get together, if you will. Okay, let me continue down on the list because I don't want to spend so much time on the evil stuff, but I want to highlight the stuff that I've just been noticing this week. This is a really strange thing, and I don't even know what to think of it, or even if it's what I'm about to show. I mean, whether there's a really strange Catholic ritual in El Salvador, and I just want to know what you guys think about this. Let me bring it up. Okay, this is entitled Evangelicals Won't Dance with the Devil. So, because this is a Catholic thing, so they're saying evangelicals are saying that this is an evil ceremony that's put on after church services in El Salvador, where they have this like ceremony, and then they have somebody with a whip that goes and whips people as they walk by, and they have a ton of tourists that go there, and people say however many times they get whipped, that's how many sins are forgiven, which completely goes against Christianity, because really your sins are forgiven through Jesus and through repentance. So anyway, I hadn't heard of this thing. So I wanted to just highlight it and make people aware of this crazy ritual. So this was the morning after Palm Sunday. A mysterious procession of red-clad figure enters the main square of, I don't know how to pronounce that town, a small town in northwestern El Salvador. So the Talsequines, I don't know, Nahutali for devilish, have just attended 8 a.m. Mass at San Esteban Catholic Church, and now leather whips in hand are striking whoever crosses their path. Many visitors are eager to feel the sting. Every year, tourists come from across the region to participate in local Holy Week tradition. It's a Holy Week tradition? Some believe that each stroke of the whip means God sees one less sin on their ledgers of wrongdoing. So that's not Christian, it's just, I don't know, it's a tradition through them, but they also have I won't play this. I'm not going to play the sound, but let's see. They show this ritual with people with whips whipping just bystanders that come by and want to be whipped. Is that nuts? Isn't that nuts? I don't know. I think it's pretty crazy. So I noticed that this week too, and then Missy actually sent me a video, which is interesting. Something that happened this week. I'm just going to pause this video. Something that happened this week in Iran, which is really interesting because I feel like we're in a battle of good versus evil, and this is Holy Week, right? And so during Holy Week, Iran got struck with locusts. They had a plague of locusts, and this is a video from it. And she had sent me the article that I could confirm that this actually happened this week, that they were being swarmed with the locusts, which was just kind of interesting. I thought it was an interesting little happening that happened. Okay. Let me see. I'm continuing. Katie, Lady Gaga. Oh, and then, okay. So, the DOJ announced that they were doing an investigation against Letitia James, who she is the attorney general in New York who went after Trump with all these fake charges and accused him of fraud on his paperwork or whatever that was. Anyway, so DOJ is investigating her because she has some real fraud, potential fraud, that they're investigating. So she went out of her mind. And as soon as I saw her responding to the news when this came out this week, I was watching her and I'm just like, she's just pure evil. She's just pure evil, unhinged evil is the only thing I thought when I was watching this.
My mission is clear. I'm focused. I'm prepared. I'm ready. I've been trained by the best. I went to Howard University that overturned legal segregation in this country. I've been taught in those classrooms where Thurgood Marshall once taught. I'm not afraid of no president. Donald Trump, we're ready for you. We're coming for you. We're standing up for you. We're fighting on. We're not going down silent. Victory, my friends, is clear. It's now. And I'm not waiting 4 years. I'm waiting 2 until a speaker by the name of Hakeem Jeffries comes to bring us some rest. Come on, ladies. It's up to us. We saved this democracy before. We'll save it now. Let's go.
Did you notice she said in here that she's still going after Trump? I'm coming after you. And she's hoping that Hakeem Jeffries will be Speaker of the House in 2 years. Guys, we're going to have to make it too big to rig again in 2026, by the way. Just saying, as a side note, just saying. Okay, the next one is, I'm almost done with the evil ones. Actually, this might be, well, I'm almost done. Okay, so what we also saw trending and going around was the fact that it was exposed that the MS6 gang, or MS13, I don't know why I wanted to say 6, MS13 gang members are actually Satanists. I didn't know that. Did you guys know that? I think, was that on Tucker? Yes. So,
Satanic also.
yes.
That was.
This was highlighted again. And the fact that the president of El Salvador told Tucker Carlson that MS-13 participates in satanic child sacrifice rituals. So, this is a 7-minute video. I am not going to play that because it is 7 minutes, but I'm going to post it. And I will have all the videos I showed today as a reply. I'll just create a post on Telegram and a post on X, and then in the replies as like a thread, I'll put the videos that I showed today, and I guess some of the links too. Anyway, and yes, okay. Big story going around this week about the guy in Maryland who got deported that mainstream media is trying to convince you that he was a Maryland father taken out of his home and away from his family. So, come to find out, this is why I wanted to bring up this MS-13 gang member thing, that he is an MS-13 gang member, and he was here illegally. He was sent back to his home, which was El Salvador. And this is really sick. The mainstream media, it just feels so evil that they are sticking up for and advocating for an illegal immigrant who's an MS-13 gang member. But when these people come in here illegally and rape or murder someone, you think of Lake and Riley, that kind of thing, they're not outraged about that. So I want to pull up a clip from CNN that talks about this guy, says he is handsome, young, smart, and seems like a morally good man. I can't even believe this clip we're going to watch here. Let's listen to it.
Hilarious to see these millionaire media pundits on TV clutching their pearls about someone standing a murderer when this is the United States of America, as if we don't lionize criminals, as if we don't have, we don't stand murderers of all sorts, and we give them Netflix shows. There's a huge disconnect between the narratives and angles that sort of mainstream media pushes and what the American public feels. And you see that in moments like this. And I can tell you, I saw the biggest audience growth that I've ever seen, because people were like, oh, some journalist is actually speaking to the anger that we feel.
The women who got her outside court in New York.
So you're going to see women, especially, that feel like, oh my God, right? Like, here's this man who's revolutionary, who's famous, who's handsome, who's young, who's smart. He's a person that seems this morally good man, which is hard to find.
I mean, that's not even a meme. That's not a meme. I might have to bring that to Meme Wars this Saturday. Seriously, did you hear what she said? And I don't know if I can turn it up louder or if it was loud enough for you guys. I didn't have time to download it and fix the audio. I just can't, even them laughing just seems like a big joke, Look at that, them laughing. I mean, sick. So that's all I'm going to show about the evil things that I've noticed this week. And now I want to talk about other things. Today is Thursday, and today represents the day of the Last Supper. And the Last Supper is what we should be thinking about today. But we're in a little battle of good versus evil. And I just want to talk a little bit about how, yeah, they're trying, but it doesn't matter because God wins in the end. And this Holy Week is for us to remember that. You know what I mean? But today is referred to as Maundy. I don't know how to pronounce it. Maundy Thursday. And that's representing the Last Supper. And Maundy comes from the Latin word mandatum, which means command. And Jesus gave a new command to the disciples at the Last Supper. And so I want to just pull up really quick John 13. A new command I give you. This is a pretty powerful command. Love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples if you love one another. Just, it's so simple. It's such a simple command, because you know what? All other commandments automatically will be followed if we follow just this one commandment. It's pretty incredible. Anyway, because just thinking about Thursday today and what it represents, it's just such a powerful message. And if you look, this is just the perfect image to represent today, where Jesus was eating a meal with his disciples. And what did he do? Over here on the left, you can see he washed their feet. So here we can see how Jesus is humble, and you can see how much he loves his disciples. It's just a beautiful example. And, Carrie was helping me come up with some of these things I wanted to talk about tonight, and even mentioned servant leadership. This is a perfect representation of servant leadership. I am going to quote her because I just think something that she shared with me was very powerful. She said, the meal foreshadowed his sacrificial death on the cross and pointed to the new covenant fulfilling the Old Testament prophecy, and established the practice of communion in the church. It's also powerful. Jesus, the Lamb of God, took all the symbols of deliverance and fulfilled them himself. And so I thought that was pretty cool. What was also pretty cool, and I'll get back to Easter, but one thing to call out is that the White House staffers, they were singing Amazing Grace at the White House. What a contrast from the previous administration. It's just, it was so cool that they were singing this. This was posted today, actually. Let me expand this. How cool is that? That just gave me chills. Makes me want to start singing. I don't think I'll do that on the podcast, though. I don't think I've ever seen that in the White House. Have you guys seen that in the White House? I thought that was super cool. Did you guys see that today? I did not until after work tonight, so I thought I'd share. Okay, I'm going to be referencing some of my notes here as we as we talk about this. So as we look at the evil that is subtle and has been sort of infiltrated into every institution, into our politicians, into Hollywood, into corporations and the government, we have to remember that. I'm going to pull that picture back up with the Last Supper just while I talk. I think it's just a great picture to have while we talk about this stuff. So, sorry for my little wheezing. I think I have allergies with this spring Spring coming up. Anyway, so some of the things that we see think about like when all of those folks, even some of our close friends, were persecuted for the January 6th stuff. How much President Trump was persecuted, how the attempted assassinations happened, how the mainstream media still is fighting as hard as they can against him, how the judicial system, how there are activist judges trying to prevent him from being successful. It's all very obvious and it's all very evil. But if you think about what happened 2,000 years ago, there was a lot of the same. I mean, obviously, in Jesus's case, it was the ultimate horror for people to see. But there was persecution. And even before Christian was a term, people who followed Jesus, the very first Christians, were persecuted. They were killed for following him. They were even, many of them were crucified, which I don't know that a lot of that's talked about when we talk about, what happened when Jesus was crucified. But a lot of his followers were also crucified. And, there was a lot of demonic activity, betrayal, and persecution. So, we have to hang in there knowing the power of why Jesus died for us and what that means. Because evil it's been around since the beginning, since the original sin. If you think of Adam and Eve, and God has allowed evil to exist on this earth after the original sin, and eventually we're going to see that beautiful triumph come the future. So I'm smiling because I'm just thinking about God and Jesus and how they protect us. We have to have faith, and sometimes we go through hard times and persecution, but they cannot control the ultimate result of what's going to happen, which is that God does win. And it's like that nothing can stop what's coming, right? Nothing can stop what's coming, but they're clawing and fighting and trying, Anyway, so I'm going to go through some of my notes that Carrie helped me find. Actually, I want to pull up. It's interesting because it's related to the Passover and Isaiah 53. Why is Isaiah 53 called the forbidden chapter? Isaiah 53 is just so intriguing because it is the prophecy of the coming of Jesus and the torment he will go through. And with Isaiah 53, there's a reference in the prophecy to the suffering servant. And all of this prophecy from Isaiah 53, I'm not going to read the chapter. I'm not going to go through it. But all of that was realized with Christ. It was fulfilled by Jesus Christ. And what's the rabbis, the Jewish rabbis and Israelites, they used to preach about Isaiah 53, and now it's called the forbidden chapter. They don't teach it anymore. They avoid it. And it's because there is so much proof that Jesus Christ was who was talked about in this prophecy. And I highly recommend people over this Holy Week, if you're Christian, if you're not Christian, read it anyway, but go read Isaiah 53. It's incredible. And I just wanted to bring that up before I go through the other notes. But okay, let's get back to just finishing this up. I just want to finish this up. I wanted to talk about some of the things that Jesus had faced as well. And I want to do some quotes that Carrie helped me pull up, some verses that are a lot related to facing evil and overcoming it and all of that. So, so one of the things that Carrie had said is that evil may take new forms, but its root is sin and rebellion against God, and this remains unchanged. And that Jesus never denied the presence of evil, but he never doubted the power of God to overcome it. In the Garden of Gethsemane, knowing the cross awaited him, Jesus prayed, "Father, if you are willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done." Always saying, and I think that's a lesson for all of us. We should want God's will to be done, not our will, but God's will. So that was Luke 22:42. And in Jesus's hour, Jesus trusted the Father's plan and provision. And we are not left to face evil alone. We're not alone when we face evil. We're going to face evil. But God equips and strengthens us for our spiritual battle. So then there's Ephesians 6:10-11. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the schemes of the devil. We use that verse all the time. And it's a good reminder this week to have that armor of God on, the armor of God. And I guess that's why I wanted to cover this in the show tonight. Because as much as we might see folks fighting against what's good, we might see some of these evil things being done, especially around spiritual and holy holidays. It's good to just rest and remember what God is all about. And I think this week is the perfect week for that, since Easter is coming up on Sunday. Today, we remember the Last Supper. We can contemplate on that. We can, go and read about that. Tomorrow will be Friday. And as that old saying is but Sunday is coming. So tomorrow we will think about Jesus and the crucifixion. And on Sunday we'll celebrate his resurrection. And I hope that everyone has a beautiful, wonderful holiday with your family. And if you don't have family with you, I hope that you at least have a beautiful holiday in reflecting on what Jesus did for us and what is to come in the future too, and how beautiful it is. One thing I question is 40 days after the resurrection is the ascension. And I think I'm going to start celebrating that a little bit more and making kind of a big deal out of ascension. Do you all celebrate the ascension? Because it's a pretty powerful moment that so many witnessed. And I think it's an incredible thing, because he was going back to sit on the throne there. So it's pretty incredible. Thank you, everyone, for joining me tonight. And we will have Meme Wars this Saturday. And I need to do a submission for memes. And I promise within another week or so, I'm hoping after this week I'll get back to normal. But honestly, I have some catching up to do, especially, I don't know if you guys follow, my dog is drinking water, if you can hear that. I don't know if you guys can hear that. But I do the chronological Bible study, and I'm behind on that. So I want to get caught up on that. And then I should be pretty much back to normal, and I'll be more active on Department of Winning. So you can follow Department of Winning, DEPT of Winning as well. And I'll be on there. And I hope everybody has a very blessed and beautiful holiday. Praise God, right? I mean, what that is all about, what he did for us. Have a beautiful holiday. Good night, everybody.
I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be